House lawmakers scolded by a grieving father during a hearing focused on victims of violent crime and repeat offenders. Logan Federico was only 22 years old when she was fatally shot by a man with a rap sheet that's a mile long. It was a home invasion that he perpetrated on her. And her father, Steve Federico, calling for action in his testimony, highlighting how lax criminal reforms and an apparent crucial clerical error by law enforcement kept Logan's suspected career criminal killer out on the streets.
Bang! Dead. Gone. Why? Because Alexander Devontae Dickey, who was arrested 39 times, 25 felonies, was on the street. You need to fight for the rest of our children, the rest of the innocents, and stop protecting the people that keep taking them from us.
This morning, Bill Hemmer had a chance to talk to him, Jesse, in an interview, and he's a grieving father, and we are so sorry for what happened. But he certainly got their attention.
Yeah, he got everyone's attention, and this guy should get the death penalty. It's not on the line yet, but it should be. So this perp, Dickey, was from age 15 to 30, getting arrested 2 to 3 times a year for the last 15 years. And so she's in college in Los Angeles. She flies to her friend's house. She spends the night. He breaks into the house next to her, steals car keys, cash, then just breaks into her house while she's sleeping, randomly executes her, steals her credit cards, goes on a spending spree, manhunt. They finally catch this guy. But he never should have been out because this judge, Judge Bentley Price, he sees him in court. Guy has all these burglary charges. This Judge Price treats him like a first-time offender, gives him no prison, and then this guy leaves. Now, you think, why is this happening in South Carolina? This is like a red state, right? The South Carolina legislature elects judges. And you know who makes up most of the legislature? Defense attorneys. This is a part-time job. They're just defense attorneys in their real job. So defense attorneys elect judges, so when they go in front of the judges with their clients, they get favorable rulings. That's how the whole system works down there, and that's why it's so corrupt.
One of the things also that he said to Bill this morning, Harold, is that the 2 counties where this happened, that they don't share information. He said what he's been told is that they don't talk to each other at all. So it's hard to figure out what to do with somebody if you think it's a first-time offense.
It breaks my heart to hear any father, any parent grieve the death of their child. I can't even begin to try to understand this man's pain, and I can only listen to him, and I not only listen to him, but figure out how we act. We've talked around this table for a long time about these issues. I think two or three things, and we're uncovering things. Judges should never be in elected office. It should never be an office that people are elected to for the reasons that you mentioned, and I think you can look at even other sides of it and point to why money and other things should not be influencing how people view the law. Sometimes judges may do things, Jesse, that you are more in favor of or I'm in favor of. One thing we both know, we're not in favor of this. 2, I talk about a national crime bill because if we want to ensure that cities and states and localities in the same state then are sharing this stuff, can you imagine, President Trump, all the money we could say if you don't end cashless bail, if you don't hire more cops, if you don't hire more prosecutors, if you don't hire more judges, not elect more judges, but hire more judges, then you won't get this pot of money. If you don't ensure that you're going to build more jails, which is what the mayor of Washington, D.C. said, we need a national crime bill to do this. My heart goes out to Mr. Federico and his family. And the one thing you can do when you face tragedy, public policymakers and elected officials, is to try to ensure that nothing like this can happen again. And people in North Carolina should get to work.
Kaylee, one of the things that the New York Times did a recent poll about the presidential race in Trump, and they found that things weren't really that different from February to now. Like there hadn't been that much change, but where President Trump is strongest is on crime.
Yeah, because he's going into some of these cities. I think he should lead an effort to remove judges. There are mechanisms usually within a state to remove judges who are derelict and don't do their job, and these judges need to be removed. 39 times, 39 opportunities to stop this guy, 25 felonies. The father said he could have had 140 years in prison. Instead, he got 600 days. And that girl, Logan Federico, had just found out she wanted to be a teacher. She had her whole life ahead of her. Yeah. And instead, she loses her life on her knees, begging for her hero, her father, is what her father, Stephen, said. Irina Zaruska, 14 times was her killer's arrest, 14 times to stop him. And instead, the judge let him out on a notice to reappear, a promise to reappear. Okay, this needs to end. I'm glad you named the judge, Jesse. We should know their names. They should be removed from office. If you don't carry out justice and you miscarry justice and 22-year-old and 23-year-old girls lose their life, you should be off the bench.
Greg Gutfeld, final word.
It's been said politics is downstream from culture, and the fringe left has always romanticized violence and the violent criminal as the rebel. The problem is that thinking has seeped into the groundwater, and the Democratic Party has become incapable of condemning violence unless it's against a preferential group until they find out that the suspect is from the same group. Then they ignore it altogether. The laws that allow violent thugs to live free among us were championed by left-wing judges, left-wing activists, and sympathetic left-wing press, like the free press that you see in every city. These ideas, though, did come from left-wing academia, and they exploited the population's fear of being labeled racist if you resisted their ideologies. So we kind of adopted this suicidal empathy. They would call us racist. This has to, I think it's done. I think we've realized if they're gonna call us racist anyway, I don't care. It's like, I'm against murder, call me racist. I think we need to take our country back from these leftist maniacs and give that guy the death penalty, but there needs to be a punishment for that judge.
Yeah, the judge is already off the bench because he's so corrupt. He's already gone.
All right, up next, even Rosie O'Donnell's therapist is sick of her TDS.
Click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You won't get it anywhere else.